everyone. Welcome to the Smash League Direct. Talking about the Season 6 changes. It's been a while since we've had one of these directs, but there hasn't been much occasion for it. Most things I've just been able to post in the Discord. I'm Stevie Sam, of course, and I'm here with
Malachi.
Indy.
Alright, and yeah, I guess let's just get into it. There's a lot of changes to go over this time. So I guess we should get started.
Alright.
A little slideshow.
I can't wait to see what's coming up for the next season.
Yes, and the big news is that Season 6 will use modded amiibo. We're going to
Nice.
So rather than the level 9 or level 8 for some characters CPUs, we are going to have amiibo where we can directly control the stats. So we're not sort of restricted to which spirits are good or bad so much.
Ooh.
Like the individual stats of like how I've been using like Master Hand for Big B style and Isaac from Golden Sun for Strategist style or something. If you watch the spirits that I select. But we don't have to worry about that anymore because I can set stats directly, and we can set AI directly. So we will have more control over character behavior, which I think will be the most exciting thing for a lot of you who especially a lot of you can be frustrated with how your characters perform. But we'll get into how that works.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've
I was
never
gonna say,
complained
wait.
about my characters not doing what I wanted them to.
I only feel personally attacked by that, Snuffy.
Yes, you and everyone else. I think there were some people in the Discord who were anticipating, I think, a roster shakeup. I'd say we're probably doing the opposite. Literally everything except the rosters is being changed this season. But
Right.
we'll get into that.
I feel that, considering what we did with DBZ League going into this season, I feel that on a deeply personal level.
Ooh.
But yeah, is that it makes me so glad I just did not say anything about the new Discord channel that you
Yes.
posted for the new
Yeah.
rules.
I'm sure. Yeah, you and Buzz is the other admin saw that, but
Wait, new Discord channel?
you can't see it, but the admins could.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm
but,
not an admin. I'm just a mod. Okay.
Yes.
Come on. I feel. Okay.
You'll see it soon enough. It's fine.
Yeah. We'll go through it one step at a time. That's the new rules channel. Will be there for after this video goes live. There's going to be a new rules channel to talk about the new rules season 6 onwards, and the old rules channel will still be there for the playoffs. So I had to make a separate channel, but
Makes sense.
yeah. So that will be made public so that everyone can read them. But for now,
Ooh, yay.
we will go through these new rules. So first, the new build format. We're not. So the old format was, you name your character, costume if you want it. You choose the CPU level, which would be usually level 9, sometimes level 8. I don't think anyone ever tried level 7. It could have been okay, but it's a bit late for that, and there really weren't many characters where it was even potentially viable, let alone actually. And you would list your style spirit, which would be like forgetful style, demon style, that sort of thing, which would determine base stats of the character. And you'd list your support spirits out, of course. And that would be it. But now we have a new build format where you list you have your character and your costume. A new addition is that you can have a nickname now, because amiibo can be given nicknames up to 9 characters. And so you'll be able to have fun. coming up with
Yes.
nicknames for characters.
Oh dear.
I mean, I won't put the nickname in if it's inappropriate. I read your build submissions, you know. So
Fair.
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
I can already think of all the names that people want to use, especially for like their most frustrating characters.
Yes.
That's probably a good move, not to
yes.
to keep it YouTube appropriate.
Yeah.
So
Well, even though
as
we
you can see,
don't
in-
get,
Mhm.
I was gonna say, even though we're technically not monetized, yeah, let's not have things that could get us kicked off of YouTube. That would be, yeah. Keep it PG-13, maybe PG.
Yeah. plus we want the league to be, you know, mostly family friendly for anyone to watch. But
Mostly friendly. Yeah. Mostly family friendly. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, so the example I have here is you could name Mario Jumpman, for instance. That's the most boring example I could think of. But, you know, whatever you choose. And the next thing, instead of style spirits, because we're not using spirits per se, we're changing the stats directly of the amiibo. So you would list off stat spread, attack plus something, defense plus something, and support plus something. So those are the three stats you list out, and we'll get into the rules for how you can select those stats in a bit. But that is basically the replacement for styles. Like instead of, for instance, like demon style, you do like it would be essentially like attack plus 4, defense plus 0 or something, and Big B style would be the opposite, right? High defense, low attack. Or brick wall style especially, but this is sort of the replacement for that, where you just list out the stats directly, and we'll get into what those translate to.
Sounds very similar to DBZ style.
Yeah, a lot of this gets closer to DBZ League. Yeah, that is
Okay.
one of the things, and we are. I did, put in stuff to, where some of it is like a lot of it is separate from DBZ League still.
Okay.
Of course, we still have the draft system, for instance. We still don't have divisions.
Oh, yeah, true.
We and the AIs are also still better, but.
Yes, I would agree with that. Not sure what Mal would say though.
There's a 12-year difference between these games, at least. I would hope the
Yeah.
AI is better in Smash League.
Listen,
Ooh.
yeah. Even like, I always said like, yeah, like DBZ League had, like Super Saiyan and Goku, but like, no one has ever been consistent as spamming ultimates in DBZ League as any character with a good Final Smash in Smash League, like Bowser or Diddy Kong or Snake or any of the other characters with screen clearing Final Smashes. Nobody has been no spammer in DBZ League has ever been as good at spamming as any character in Smash League.
Yeah, I will give you that.
Yeah, so
There are some characters that don't have the really good Final Smash that getting them to use her Final Smash is quite the endeavor.
yeah, but like if it's not good, they won't use it. But like the characters, if you have a character who will reliably use it, they will reliably use it. If you have a character who will reliably do something, they will reliably do something. So in that
Fair.
sense, the AI is
I'll
better.
give you that one.
Yeah, but anyway, after the stats, you list your support spirits. That's the same as usual, although there are going to be a couple rule changes there. And you're also going to list your AI type, and we'll discuss how the AI, new AI types, will affect character behavior. Because, as noted, we can completely control Amiibo AI. I believe you've seen it at a few events that we've shown. But I'm going to be giving that control to you in the league, so you can make your characters will actually do what you want them to.
That's dangerous, Snuffy.
Well, you'll see what I've done to balance that
Okay.
out.
Okay.
But let's start with the stat points. So stat points are going to be replacing style spirits. Each character has 3 stats: attack, defense, and support. Each stat can have a maximum of +4, and each character can have a maximum of 7 stat points, with some exceptions for balance reasons, which we'll get into towards the end. Effectively, on average, each attack plus is 6% boost to damage dealt per point. So attack plus 2 is 12% boost, attack plus 3 is 18% boost, and each defense plus is a 6% reduction to damage taken per point. So if you have attack defense plus 4, then that's going to be 24% lower damage. So what it effectively means is that if you have a spirit like what's one, like Reaper and Reapet, where it's a 10% boost to side specials, or Wheezing, where it's a 10% boost to fire damage, or Twin Tail, where it's a 10% boost to defense while in the air, those spirits will still be viable because they are still bigger than the base attack and defense boosts, except they're more specific. So that is the idea that we're going with here. If you have something specific that you can get a character to do, then those elemental spirits, or conditional spirits, whatever you want to call them, where it's a 10% boost, are generally more effective than just stat points.
Yeah, that'll make things a little bit. That will be interesting to see how they stack once we start testing.
Yeah, because I think it'll be very dependent on the character. For instance, like some characters, you've got 3 moves that are fire damage, but they're all really good moves. Or you have another character where like almost all their moves are, I don't think anyone fire, but almost all their moves are physical damage. For instance, punching damage, and then that would be so depending on whether you want to use the stat boosts or whether you want to use the support spirits boosts.
Yeah.
An additional.
So. Yeah. Are we going to be keeping, like, with the demon style, for example, you have a major attack boost, but it comes at a negative. Like, are there ways for people to say, hey, I want to get, I want to go up higher on my attack, but I'm willing to go down on my defense?
So there's no way to go below defense +0. So the lowest you can go in a stat is +0. There are ways to go above +4, or there are ways to go above 7 stat points, but that's with our little friend Funky Kong. An additional restriction is with defense. If you have defense +2 or higher, you can't use Malavetta or Halberd. I don't think I should have to explain that, but yeah. So you can
that's a t-shirt.
Yeah, you can have like defense +1 Malavetta, and I think a lot of people probably will, but no defense +2 Malavetta. None of that.
Can we at least make sure not to ever have a repeat of what happened with Villager and Isabel again?
We're probably gonna keep the time limit for matches for the time being, at least.
Thank goodness, because that was miserable.
Yeah, I think there will be more options for teams to deal with that, but we only have so many months of testing before the next season, so I think we'll keep the time limit for now.
Good. Good.
Yes. Yes. That was not a fun match to sit through. It was kind of ran out of podcast material.
Considering I almost literally fell asleep watching that because it was just so nothing happened.
Yeah.
For almost an hour.
Yes.
Sorry.
So that covers attack plus and defense plus, and support plus is literally the amount of support points you can take. So you can have a character like up to now every character has had 3 support points alongside their style spirit. Now you can put all your points into your base stats, attack and defense, and just not have any supports. Now I'm not
Ooh.
sure I'd recommend that per se, because there's a lot of really good supports. You can get armor, you can get Final
You can
Smash
get
Spam.
Halberd.
Yeah, Halberd, which is much higher than defense pluses.
So that
Yeah.
means no Celebi still? Is Celebi still banned?
Yeah, so it'll be 3 point. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, we'll get into some more stuff, but yeah, Celebi is not
Sorry.
is a very dangerous spirit still. So yeah, but the point is that with the support stuff, you can have, you know, attack plus 4, defense plus 3, and support plus 0, and then just not use any supports, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't. Another rule is that you can't use the exact same stat spread for multiple characters. So, for instance, if you have attack plus 2, defense plus 3, support plus 2, then you can't have that exact spread on another character. But you could have, for instance, attack plus 3, defense plus 2, support plus 2. Right? You can switch it around, but you just can't have the same spread.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
So-
know,
For the
again-
most part, I think you probably won't want to. But this is sort of designed so you can't just have every character all in on defense, or for instance, and then if your opponent doesn't have burst damage on every character, then they're really going to struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why that's here. Other examples of legal stat spreads: attack plus 3, defense plus 4, support plus 0. You could do attack plus 3, defense plus 0, support plus 4.
So, quick question for that, like,
Mhm.
so when we say support points,
Like Gold Mario is a 3-point support spirit. It
Yeah,
still is.
so
That
you-
hasn't changed.
yeah, but
Meloetta
you
is a
could have,
2-point
like-
support spirit.
but like you could have it going forward. Like if you did support plus 4,
Mhm.
you could have Gold Mario and Happy Mask Salesman.
Not
or
quite. There are restrictions to support plus 4, which we'll get into. Is that the next slide? Yes. So the support plus 4, there is. So support plus 4 support points isn't actually intended for the game. There are only 3 support slots, even for Amiibo. There's only 3 support points, but there is actually a glitch that lets you select up to 4 points of supports on an Amiibo. Only certain combinations of support points work, so you can't do Gold Mario plus Happy Mask Salesman. That's when I've tried; it doesn't work. So what I've done is I've created a few quote-unquote 4-point support spirits, which are basically just a few combinations of spirits that I tested and worked. And if you select support plus 4, you can only pick one of the following 4-point supports.
Okay.
interesting.
So that is the compromise here. So you can right, you can't like just pick an arbitrary combination of regular supports that add up to 4 points. You can only pick one of these because these
That
are
makes
the
sense.
combinations that I tested.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yep. Yeah. So you have my curiosity. What are some of these 4-point combinations?
Right.
Yes.
So first one is Marissa from Street Fighter. So it's gain super armor. Increase the power of physical attacks by 10%. Increase the power of grabbing and throwing attacks by 10%. Ground mobility lowered by 30%. Air mobility lowered by 50%. Jump height lowered by 50%. So it's effectively Polar Bear plus Rock Mario plus Silver the Hedgehog. Meant for,
Okay.
grappler
Ooh.
characters, bruisery characters who really like to get in your face.
Mhm.
Okay.
Or
I
well,
like that.
speaking of getting in your face, next we have Carby.
I love it. Did you name that, or is that one that
I mean, I don't think that's the official name. I think it's just Car Kirby or Mouthful
I like?
Mode.
I like
But,
Carby. I like how you did that. Nice.
Yes, but that it grants the ability to do a quick drop attack by tilting down in the air, which deals 3 damage while falling and 6 damage if you land on someone. You deal 3 to 5 damage to enemies when dashing into them. Increases dash attack power by 10%, increases move speed by 10%. So that is Miltank, Nico Fire, and Barrel Train.
Can I just say thank goodness Pint Size did not have that this week? That's all I'm gonna say on that.
I mean, it would have definitely come in handy on both sides this week. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
Fair.
so there are some characters who like to do combos, who would very much like to get in quickly using Miltank and Nico Fire, and also have the boost to dash attack power and move speed that comes with Barrel Train.
Yes, that looks fun.
So next up we have Viola. You become invincible for 5 seconds after landing the first hit of the battle. Attack power boosted by 21% while at 0 damage, and move speed boosted by 30% while at 0 damage. So that is Superstar plus Annie plus Off the Hook. I don't think anyone has ever used Annie or Off the Hook. I think maybe someone's used Superstar a couple times, but not this season.
I don't
I
don't remember. Oh, go Mal.
I think Annie was used a couple of times in season 1.
Maybe.
Because I think, I want to say it was tested alongside like Ness's father.
Yeah. The issue is that it sucks quite a lot.
Yeah.
Really?
The issue is like 21% attack boost is fine, but there are ways to get your damage higher, and it only works when you're at 0 damage. But
Yeah.
what this combination does is it puts those undamaged attack boosts and combines them with Superstar. So if your character lands the first hit, you'll become invincible for a few seconds, which, if your character has a good AI and is able to be aggressive, could really lead to them capitalizing on it, because they'll, of course, be at 0 damage.
But you could only use it for one of your characters at a time, hypothetically.
Yes.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
these are
Yeah.
still single use only.
Yeah, it feels like a big gamble. Like, I could see it paying off really well with the right person.
If they
But-
get the first hit.
Yeah,
If you get the first hit, then you get like a free 5 seconds to do whatever you want, and that can be
Right.
really devastating.
yeah. It feels like it's a variation on like Numa or Max Brass,
Mhm.
where it can be really good if the gamble pays off.
Right.
But we, yeah, like just to your point about attack power being boosted, I'm like, why would I do this when Happy Mask Salesman and Majora's Mask is a thing? But yeah, I
Okay.
mean, that being
I
said,
could-
I could see the gamble working out really well.
Yeah, I could too.
Yes, so next we have Rabid Rosalina, and that increases the number of mid-air jumps you have by 1, it increases jump height by 40, and lowers fall speed by 35%. So this is Ho-Oh plus Balloon Fighter plus Parry. I don't think I need to explain it too much. It's, if my character sucks at recovery, let's give them everything.
Yeah.
Or if you have one of the characters that just already have the crazy jumps,
Yes.
they will never die unless you actually knock them off the map.
Yep.
I'm thinking, well, the one that comes to mind for me specifically is Pyra. Or
Like-
no, wait. No, sorry, that's not the one I'm thinking. Never mind. Don't
I was
listen.
thinking like Kirby and Yoshi would
Yes.
be amazing for this.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Um,
yeah.
You
We
can just
all
stay
the
in the
two-
air forever, basically.
Yes.
Yes.
That does make me miss like the old air style now, where he has the increase in damage by like 70% while in the air. Well, with this
Yeah.
build, he will never not be in the air.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, hey.
But next we have Aleer. Increase the power of melee weapon attacks by 30%, increase move speed by 10%. So that is Azura and 2 Gullions, effectively. So we
Ooh,
can select the same effect multiple times now.
nice.
So,
I like-
so yeah. I have ideas. We may see Demon Link return.
This
Yeah.
could be very dangerous, Snuffy. You. Oh,
I mean, there, especially since you can have like one. If you have say a lot of characters with swords, say you're perhaps a whole team of them, you could have one character use Azura plus some other stuff. One character use Roxas. One character use Gulligan, and one character use Alir.
Yep.
And
Oh,
that's
man.
pretty much your whole team.
yeah,
Yep.
that's opening the door for a lot of fun this season. I'm already really excited.
So
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
Next up.
that's about. I think that sums it up very well, Mal. Is yes, this is going to be a very interesting season coming in.
now, next up we have King Raru. So King Raru increases the power of shooting attacks by 10%, increases the power of energy shot attacks by 10%, increases the power of explosion and fire attacks by 10%, and take 40% lower damage from energy attacks. So that's Yellow Pikmin plus Roll Casquette plus Wheezing. All you have to remember, it says only 10%, but some attacks count as multiple things, right? So for instance, I want to say like Mii Gunner's forward smash is both energy shot and shooting attacks. I know Falco's lasers for sure are both energy shot and shooting. There's a few fire attacks that are both that are also count as shooting, right? So this can be something for if your character has a lot of those attacks that count as one of these or multiple of these. You get a lot of boosts, and it gives you a nice defense boost as well against other gunner characters.
Yeah,
All right.
I could also see that working really well on a few other characters too. That could be a lot of fun.
So next up is Shez, which is start battles with 60 damage, 23% higher attack power, 40% higher defense, recover 50 health after reaching 100 damage. Great Fairy plus
Whoa.
Happy Mask Salesman plus Shedinja. So far, lots of people have done Great Fairy plus Happy Mask Salesman. Lots of people have done Great Fairy plus Majora's Mask or whatever. People haven't done because you couldn't do that before now, but now you can. But you start with 60 damage, so
You start with 60 damage. I mean, you start with 60 damage, but once you get to 100, you go back to 50.
yeah.
I can see that on those characters that do a lot of, that actually get a lot of hits in, that like to spam that, like just the attacks.
Mhm.
I can see that.
Yeah, I feel like we'll see a lot more Sothis curses with this.
Yeah.
Oh
this
gosh.
is this
Yeah.
is it's gonna be the Shez curse. It's
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Shez curse.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Don't get me wrong. I think it could work because being able to heal, essentially heal away your starting damage,
Yeah.
could be really powerful. Is that I will definitely be one to try it. I like the idea.
Alright, so next we have Noah. Increases Final Smash meter charging speed by 30%. Increases the power of items and attacks used in the air by 10%. And for attacks that have an angle more vertical than horizontal, boosts damage by 10%. So, what this is... So, I mean, it's good for a lot of characters, who have good air combos, who have good spiking moves, who have good vertical kill moves. But more to the point, most Final Smashes take you in the air when you use them. Most characters use their Final Smashes in the air even when they don't need to go in the air. Like Ganondorf usually jumps when he uses his Final Smash. Right, so what this does, and a lot of Final Smashes will spike you, cause, downward knockback. So this, in theory, boosts your Final Smash damage by like 20%. as well as increasing your final smash meter charge speed by 30%.
Yeah, I like the idea. It's been really hard to see Ashley get a lot of usage. But I do think this would be a good way to do that.
Yeah, it effectively is trying to maximize the efficiency of Ashley, right? Whereas, you know, like normally if you use Ashley, that's a big part of your build. But here, Ashley is a comparatively smaller part, so you can invest more into other areas.
Mm-hmm.
That would be good for those of us who can, who like to use their final smash.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, so next up we have Big Man. Defense on the ground is increased by 80%. Defense in the air is increased by 134%. As attack is increased by 15%. Start battles with a back shield. Reduces move speed by 30%. It's effectively Halberd plus Twin Tail plus General Pepper. It cannot be used on a character with defense plus 2 or higher. So it's same rules, same restrictions as Halberd.
Yeah. So now for the air defense, just to make sure everything is clear, this is the sum
that is
of
the
defense.
Combination, yes, of
okay.
Twin Tail and Halberd, where you take less than half damage.
Neat.
Wow, that's okay.
I mean, you could do that already. The thing this adds is that one, you can use a second one on your team, whereas you know you could only use Halberd once normally. And the second thing is that it adds General Pepper, which is the back shield. Back shield doesn't get used that often in the league. It's but you know it has its uses. It can really save your bacon when you come in early on. It stops you from taking damage behind you, which
if you know how to use it correctly,
Yeah.
it can do a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and I think this will be a good way to see more item spirits used in the league. Like right now, we're just, 5 seasons in, like we're just now starting to see Quibi being used as for the first time, as not a meme build.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I mean, you could make the argument that Ender Dragon was also there, like an item spirit, because it's basically just curry mouth.
I would say so, yeah.
I mean, it gets boosted by item spirit damage, I guess.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I think this would be really good.
Yeah.
So next is Goldango. Start battles in metal form for 22 seconds. After reaching 80 damage, you recover 30 damage and turn metal for 22 seconds. So this is meant to maximize the amount of time you spend metal in the battle. So Numa plus Fiora plus Sudowoodo, with Sudowoodo boosting the time of your transformations.
Yeah. So that.
Do we have any?
Go ahead.
Did we have anybody using metal in battles now? I don't recall.
Not this season, I don't think. I don't think anyone tried Numa. Numa is on paper really effective because the recovery happens earlier, even though it isn't as big of a recovery. It's only 30 damage as opposed to, like 50 like Great Fairy, but it happens when you reach 80 damage as opposed to 100, which makes you less likely to be Sothis Cursed.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so between this and the previous conversation, I actually do have a question. Like, we have equipment style, which increases the duration of item life and effects.
Yeah, that is the thing. Styles are pretty much gone. I can't. The effects of like increases the duration of transformations, except for Sudowoodo, which exists, but I can't put it on at the same time as Ender Dragon, for instance. The extra healing from items that you get from equipment style, or the extra defense in the air specifically, or the extra weight from Big B style. Those kind of have to get removed in favor of the straight stat boosts.
Yeah. Oh, and I just thought it was worth raising that question, just
Mhm.
because equipment style is one of those that was although it was not frequently used except with Ender Dragon, it was one of those more niche effects that we had in Smash League 1.0, for lack of a better way
Yeah.
to put it.
Yeah, but I think that there are going to be, even with equipment style gone, I think there are going to be a lot more people using item spirits moving forward for a reason that we'll get into in a bit. Well, I guess there's some other reasons, the next 4-point support is Ochi, which is another spirit that helps you if you're an item user. So it draws in nearby items. You automatically pick up nearby items when you're not running. And it increases attack by 18%, defense by 38%, and move speed by 35% for 7 seconds after eating food. So what this effectively is if you are Peach or Daisy, or if you're fighting Peach or Daisy, although that's a bit of a risk if you're worried about that, but if you're Peach or Daisy and you put this on and you get your final smash, then you will automatically eat your items, your Peaches and your Daisies, and you will get a huge boost when you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That sounds very dangerous.
Well, it's a niche because it doesn't really help outside of that, right?
Yeah, but I mean, for those characters, that's gonna be a big. Cause remind me, is Peach on Bash Sisters or Daisy or both of them?
Peach is on Retro right now. Daisy is on Bash Sisters.
Okay.
Yeah. Next one is Nahubino, which is 10% chance of hitting a critical hit that boosts damage by 20%, 12% chance of hitting a critical hit that boosts damage by 30%, which is on average a 6% damage boost. If you get lucky, it can be higher. So that's effectively Mithra plus 2 Mario Tennis Aces, like 2 copies of the same spear.
Fun.
And final 4-point support, which was teased earlier, is Celebi. Guess who's back? I know it's legal.
Oh
I know
my
it's in the game. It's a 3-point support, but now it's a 4-point support.
Fair.
I enjoy the
The meme.
I enjoy the meme.
Yes, me too.
But
So
yeah,
appropriate.
it's Celebi. It's not that complicated. Recovers 5% health automatically every 5 seconds. One thing to note is that you can have defense plus 1 Meloetta. That's a legal build. You can't do that with Celebi. So you have to do defense plus 0 with Celebi.
But
Okay.
basically, this is support 4, attack 3.
Yeah, basically that's the only build you can do with it. I mean, with some exceptions, because some, as I mentioned, some characters will have more or less support, more or less points available.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Peach, Daisy, and Robin are banned from Celebi.
So you're only banning certain characters from Celebi. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, same with it's the same characters who are banned from Meloetta.
Oh, I didn't realize they were banned from Meloetta.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
they are.
Oh boy.
Yeah, well, I don't want to see that.
I forget what happened. I'll have to go back and
It's
watch.
too disgusting to watch.
Is it that bad?
Just unsafe for any viewing anymore.
Yeah.
We're pulling the cancel card. It's just canceled.
What's canceled? Those matches?
Peach on Celebi, yeah. Technically, we've never seen Daisy on Celebi, but
Or Robin?
no, I mean Robin used Celebi, I think, but we didn't ban Robin from healing until we got to Meloetta.
Okay.
And Robin showed what you could do with strategist style Meloetta. And,
Oh, yeah. Right.
And Nosferatu.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, hi Celebi. I'm excited to see that character because I have heard very interesting stories about why Celebi was banned because I came in, season 3, I think is when I started kind of getting into it. Maybe season 2. Malachi can attest to which one that actually was, but by the time I got here, Celebi was already banned.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's a lot more restricted this time, right? You can only use it on attack healing builds, but it can be scary if you have a character that can use it right.
Yep.
So next, let's get into the AI types. So, we can completely customize the AI with Amiibo, right? Which moves get prioritized, where the AI prefers to fight, whether they prefer to, go off stage, center stage, in the air, on the ground, that sort of thing, and as well as whether they use side specials more, whether they use up smash more, every single move. That would be impossible to balance and run. I am not letting you put in percentages for each thing, and I input it one by one for every character every week. So I've narrowed it down to 15 AI types.
Okay, this looks interesting.
Yeah.
So there are some. Oh, I said 15. It's 14. It's 14.
Just like DBZ League.
But still more consistent.
It is definitely 14 AI types, I think. But
Oh well.
I don't know why I wrote
into it.
14's close enough. We'll roll with that.
So 14 AI types.
Okay.
Just say that. But there are some routines I can't disable. For instance, if a character is off stage, they just have specific things they do for recovery, and that could mess up. Like for instance, you could have a character that always uses side B for recovery, always uses the Zair. Like you know how your characters recover. You've seen them attempt to recover before. I can't disable those. I can just affect how they fight off stage, right? Whether they go deep or whether they try to stay close to the ledge, but I can't disable how they recover when they decide to recover. So your character might not act exactly right like the description for each AI type, but it's pretty consistent.
I'll take it.
All right. Well, let's see what we got. I'm interested.
All right. So first is EVAI. That's an all-rounder. It's closest to CPU 9 of all of these, although I couldn't replicate CPU 9 exactly, but it's the closest.
Okay.
So if you like how your character is currently performing, you might want to go with EVAI. Next is
Alright.
Gygus AI, which is highly defensive, and it's really good at getting perfect parries. So, I mean really good at getting perfect parries.
Hey.
And it loves to shield. Doesn't attack as much. It just really likes to be defensive. It does not get hit very often. So, in the past, we've had spirits like Eggman, Eggplant, Wizard, whatever, that things where Pauline, I believe, is another one. Things where that boost your parries, things that give you healing when you parry. I think Eggplant Wizard is per KO, actually. I can't remember.
It
but
is.
yes, but spirits that are for shielding, right? And those have been pretty much essentially non-viable because the characters just don't shield reliably.
Right.
Like even if a character seems to be good at parrying one week, it's really opponent dependent. Where some opponents they really like to parry, some opponents they like to dodge. This one will increase the amount of parries that your character gets, and thus will make those shield boosting spirits more viable.
Neat. That would be good. Like having there's a lot of spirits up till now that just because the AI wouldn't use it, they haven't been worth it, and like the parrying and defensive spirits have kind of felt like they're disproportionately in that group.
Mm-hmm. So
Should be interesting to see. Now, question.
Yeah.
AI types, is that going to be, we put those on all of our characters? Or
Yes,
would that
every
only go on, like-
character has one AI type. So it'll work like DBZ League, where you select after you put in your build, or you select what spirits you use. You select one AI type for each character,
Okay.
and you can select the same AI type across multiple characters. I'm not going to restrict you like that if you want to have every character
Oh.
fight the same. But
Okay.
yes, you know, whatever your character's good at, right? Whatever works, put them on that.
This should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so next
So for
one.
all intents and purposes, we are resetting Smash League.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like.
That's why I was saying everything except the characters is changing. Everything
Yep.
except the rosters.
Awesome.
But I mean, you know, most of the spirit rules are the same. But next we
Yeah.
have Crystal AI, which prefers to fight on the ground, and Dixie AI, which prefers to fight in the air.
Ooh.
And yeah, so don't underestimate Crystal AI, I will say, because it might think, oh, grounded attacks. You know, my character's got some good grounded attacks, I guess. My character's, you know, aerials aren't as good, so maybe I'll do Crystal. But I think if your character, like, it struggles at recovery, you don't want them to go off stage. Crystal AI is a really good companion to that.
Yeah. Or
As
even
well
if
as, yeah.
yeah, I was just like, or even if they just have good ground-based combos, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
good ground combos. Yeah. Everything like that. Meanwhile, Dixie AI, if you've got a lot of really good air combos, Dixie AI is very good for that.
Okay.
Especially if you have a character who likes to kill off the top.
yeah, so like our Yoshis and
Yes.
Kirby's and
Yeah.
you know,
Meta Knights.
Yeah, Meta Knight would be good for that as well.
Yeah. Any of those flyer characters, honestly.
Yes. So next up we have Blather's AI. Mostly uses grabs. Also, if your character has Z-Air, Samus, Luigi, Zero Suit Samus, Simon. Right? No wait, Simon. It's just their forward air and back air that lets them
Yeah,
grab little
sure.
edges. But yeah, for Samus, Luigi, that sort of thing. Young Link, those characters will spam their Z-Airs too. But yeah, so it's good for if you want grab combos. Want them to, you know, just spam grabs. If you're, you know, facing perhaps a team that likes to use Gygas AI a lot, you can put Blather's AI on. Or if you're facing a team that uses a lot of armor spirits, right, uses Marissa, Gold Mario, Polar Bear, then you can use Blather's AI to counter that.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Next up is Lindis AI. Mostly uses normals, so that would be jabs, tilts, dash attack, regular aerials. It's just, you know, not specials, not smash attacks, not grabs, just normals. But that might seem kind of lame because a lot of you're like, oh, why would I want to do that when I can have them spam, you know, this one really powerful move? But if you have a character who has a really good combo game or has the potential for a really good combo game but just hasn't used it in previous seasons, this can really help them out. Lindis AI can really help their combo game.
Yeah, I could see this being really good on characters like, I'm trying to think of someone not on CMC, but like I know for Mario and Luigi, this would have been a godsend.
I mean,
Just
I could
because,
definitely see this on someone like maybe dash attacks. I'm thinking maybe what about Donkey Kong? His
Yeah.
dash.
yeah, Donkey Kong would be another one. Like this could be really good on Beefcakes who just have a lot of really strong normals.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Right, so next we have Tifa AI, which mostly uses smash attacks. So yeah, just forward smash, up smash, down smash. Could potentially be really good for characters who have really good smash attacks, but the rest of their kit isn't very good, like Bayonetta, for instance. really big smash attacks, you know, and characters who have struggled to kill in the past, right, because they just didn't use their smash attacks enough. You can
Yep.
force
Yep.
them to use their smash attacks with Tifa AI.
This sounds dangerous. This sounds very dangerous.
I already feel the return of season 1 and 2 Link.
Yeah, if you
Um,
want burst damage,
Refresh my mind. What happened season 1 and 2, Malachi?
That was when Link just ran a straight damage build around his smash attacks
Okay.
and was our
MVP.
MVP because he would always just use his side smash attack.
And this will help us boost it and just knock everyone out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Bring that back. I
Nothing,
miss
I
that Link.
think you have created a monster and his name is Malachi.
anyway, next we have Alucard AI. Mostly uses specials, so if you have a character with really good specials that you want them to spam, you know, those whatever, lasers, explosions, whatever your special moves are, your counters, Alucard AI does that for you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I can already think of several characters who will be terrifying with that. Like a lot
Yeah,
of our
I can too.
command grab people, like Incineroar.
Oh, no.
You know, even some of the ones that don't necessarily have like really strong command grabs, but like you think like Falcon or Kazuya or
Yes.
Ganondorf, where they have that weird grab on the side
Yes.
special. I also feel the return of Isahel with that.
Oh dear. Yes.
Yes, Isahel, you've got Sephiroth, could be really scary. All his special moves are very good. And his neutral special has the potential to insta-kill at certain parts.
To be fair, Isabel was not that great this season. I don't think, if I
Well,
remember correctly.
I mean, no,
Was-
but that's because she wasn't as consistent as using her special moves.
and
as she has
this
been in the
will
past.
probably let her. Oh,
yeah.
dear. Oh my.
Next we have Tingle AI, which mostly uses items. It's very good for battering items in particular. If you've had, you know, if you've tried in the past to build a character with a battering item and then they just threw it away, Tingle AI doesn't do that. Tingle AI will use the items. So if you've ever wanted to build a character with a home run bat, if you ever wanted to build a character with a beam sword, Tingle AI will do that.
Oh.
And Tingle AI will be very effective at fighting with those items.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're seeing items come back?
Yeah, that could be scary. Like we've already seen Quibi be really scary this season.
Yeah, even on a character who does mostly throw it away, like Mega Man. It feels
Yeah.
like every
Mega
other
Man.
week he throws it away, but in the weeks where he doesn't,
Mhm.
he's extremely effective.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is potentially really terrifying.
Yeah.
So next we have Chun-Li AI, which mostly uses neutral moves. So if you've got a good jab, a good neutral special,
Okay.
that sort of thing, all right, this will boost those moves, make those moves more likely to be used. So similarly, Crate AI mostly uses side moves, side smash, side special. Waddle Dee mostly uses up moves, like up smash, up tilt.
Yeah.
Medusa mostly uses down moves, like down air, down tilt. Right? So that is what these those four sort of form a group there, and these are a lot more character specific, right? It's just like random. Oh, I don't like this move. Let's I like these moves. Let's spam these moves, and they just happen to be like this combination of moves.
Yeah.
For instance, I'm thinking Pyra. For instance, Pyra has
Yes.
a really good up special, really good killing up special. Has a really good up
Yes.
smash, really good up
But
air.
here's the problem with Pyra's up special. If she does it and she's near a ledge, she's destined to die.
Yeah, but these it shouldn't. She shouldn't potentially go off stage as often, but yeah, that's something that they'll have to test. And it's just mostly just like, test these. If your character does well with them, you can use them. If they don't, you can go to one of the other AIs. Maybe you want to spam specials or spam smash attacks instead.
Yeah.
But it'll be very character dependent, which moves you like.
Okay.
One thing to note is that when you have these AIs that spam specific moves, they will stop using the other moves. And the reason that's important to note is, for instance, you could pick Pokemon Trainer, give him a Crate AI, and start as Charizard.
Flare Blitz all day long,
Flare
every
Blitz
day.
all day long, and they don't use down moves.
Oh.
Now,
Oh, God.
I
Oh,
will say,
no.
like as I mentioned before, I can't guarantee that the AI does everything, because there's some routines. For instance, Pokemon switching counts as an air dodge technically, because it
Okay.
makes you invincible for a short time. So there are some situations where the AI might use down special, even though it's programmed to not use down special at all. But
Oh.
if you have if you give him, Crate AI, where he spams Side Smash, spams Flare Blitz all the time,
Oh.
you could potentially get a lot out of it before he switches to Squirtle. And even if he does switch to Squirtle, Squirtle's got a good side special. So,
Fair.
yeah, so that could be potentially very scary.
Yeah, all the ways that these new,
Mm.
all these new AIs can be used. I'm looking forward to seeing how they get used. Although, I'm looking forward to that AI at the bottom. That made me.
Yeah, the last AI is Waluigi AI, which mostly it loves to go off stage, it loves to get spikes. So it prioritizes using spikes off stage.
That
And it
should
also
be
loves to taunt.
interesting.
Now,
Yes.
you might write this off as a joke AI. The taunting
dear.
is there to balance it. Legitimately,
Okay.
if I did not have the taunting, it would be busted.
Okay.
On the characters who have good spikes, that is.
it would break it.
If you were Waluigi AI on Little Mac isn't going to be good. Okay, I don't have to tell you that. But
Okay. Interesting.
but on a character, Kirby, for instance, who has a really good down air that prevents
Yes.
characters from recovering. A character like Donkey Kong, who has 5 different spikes, even though his recovery is not amazing, you can get really early kills with that.
Oh man, that's gonna be fun.
This is going to be fun, Snuffy. I already can't wait to start testing.
Yes, so I think this is the most exciting part of the new amiibo, is all the different AI
Yes.
that you can
Yes.
use. A lot of teams, I think, have been frustrated with their characters, feeling like they have a lot of weak characters that are stuck, not
Yes.
performing. Compared to these top characters in the league who seem to do everything well. But now you get to a point where you can have, you have your weak character, but maybe your character is just really good off stage. And you just want to get them off stage so that they can spam those down airs or whatever, spam those spike moves. Maybe you have a character who's not doesn't have many good things, but they've got a really good up special, and that combos well into up air, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you can just build these characters. You can actually build the characters to do what you want.
Yep.
And
Okay.
meanwhile, the strong characters, some of the strong characters, like Incineroar, might switch to one of these new AI types, test those out. But a lot of the strong characters will be sticking to Eevee AI, and they'll be fighting the same. Whereas a lot of the weak characters will be stepping up, because the strong characters won't need to spam specific moves. as much.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean,
Some of
it's
the
a
strong
lot of
characters will be
changes.
spare. Some of this, yeah, it's a lot of changes. It's going to be hard to predict what happens, and I guarantee there will be one team that figures them out before anyone else. I don't know which team it is, but someone's going to figure it out first, and that's going to be scary. So
And they're going to
next
be
season it's going to be a
18,
growing
right?
season.
I was
It
gonna say,
really will be.
yeah. Considering that there's so many changes, I think this is I think my thought is this is basically going to be, number one, a hard reset, and number two, is going to be the beginning of a new era for Smash League.
Mm-hmm. So, next up, so some more housekeeping. Funky's Shack. Ryu's Style Spirit has been removed because the Style Spirits have been removed.
Makes sense, yeah.
Next change is that hire a mercenary cost will be reduced by 1 coin. 5 to 7 coins. A few people used hire a mercenary this season. The issue is that moving forward, hire a mercenary will be harder to use because of how the AIs work. Right? You won't know what's good with them. You'll just have
sense.
like you'll need a lot more testing with characters to figure out what's good with them, and you just won't have that with the mercenaries. So the mercenaries will be cheaper to compensate for that.
That
I mean,
seems fair.
you could find something good for a mercenary, of course, with an untested AI, but it's a lot riskier.
Yeah.
So to compensate for that risk, you save a coin.
Yeah.
Next, Funky Shack item is called One More Point. So that's 4 coins. It adds 1 more build point. So if you have, your 7-point limit goes up to 8.
Ooh.
I could see that working out really good.
Yeah,
depending on
I mean,
how
it's
you build
just
it.
another point, 6% more attack or another support point. Yeah, I mean, the maximum points per stat is still +4. And notably, you can't purchase this alongside the attack defense increase, the other spirit that I have, the other Funky Shack that I have down here.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So the other Funky Shack item is attack defense limit break. So the maximum number of points for attack and defense is now +5. So this doesn't increase the number of build points you have available. So they're kind of two sides of the same coin, right? Whereas one of them you get more build points, but you can't increase the maximum. So you can have a character that is stronger on paper, right? That does have, you can have attack +4, defense +4, which is normally a legal build, right? But could potentially be really strong. Whereas this one, it doesn't technically increase your build points total on paper, but what it does is it lets you min-max more.
Yeah.
Right? It lets you boost attack all the way up, for instance, as opposed, and let your other stats be lower.
Yeah, I could see both of these on the right character being very powerful.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So next, we have turn off a move.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. So you pick Alucard AI for your character, right? Spams all the special moves, and then you buy the turn off a move boost and disable neutral special. I don't like that move.
That's okay.
It's especially
So
really good for
basically-
the AIs that only spam specific moves, right?
That you don't like.
Yeah, like that only, like for instance the Chun-Li AI, which only spams neutral moves, which would be jab, neutral air, neutral special, right? Or Kraid AI, which only spams side moves, or for instance Tifa AI, which only spams smash attacks. If you have one of those you don't like, then you can eliminate them, and you can cut down, and you can have it spam other moves, but more.
But this is turning off a move for yourself, not for your opponent.
Yeah, turns off a move for yourself. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So,
So
one thing to note is that because of the way the odds work, it's calculated that it basically takes the probabilities that you will use every move, and then 100 minus that, and that's the probability that you use jab or neutral air. So because of that, if you say you take Tifa AI and you lower forward smash's chance, that will increase your jab and neutral air chance.
That's interesting.
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely see why it is worth 8 coin. I'm not sure how frequently it would get used unless like we could test that out during
Yeah,
the
you
testing.
you can test it out if you want. No, you're
Neat.
allowed to test it out, but yeah, it'll
Hey,
be
wait.
it's a risky one to use, but it can potentially be really
Yeah.
powerful if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's certain ones that, you know, kind of going back to my joke about running Demon Slayer, the old Demon Link again.
Yeah.
Like I hate his, you know, I hate the fact that he was using his specials all the time. Well,
Yeah.
with this,
You can
um,
shut it off.
he is now not using his bow and arrow or his boomerang.
That would be nice, actually.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
yeah, now can this be stacked? So like to use that example, could you, you know, you start testing whatever the special or the smash attack AI
Yeah,
was,
that's Tifa. Yeah.
Tifa, and could you stack this on the different special moves? So like if you get in testing, it's like, hey, he's definitely using his smash attacks more, but he's still using those specials
So
way too much for my liking.
it won't do anything is the thing. Like if the AI is the AI is a lot more consistent than you're probably thinking, but if the AI is using his special moves in that way, I've already lowered them the maximum amount for Tifa AI, so you can't
Okay.
you can't lower them more.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
I mean,
And-
you can buy it. I'll take your coins, but it won't do anything.
yeah,
Now,
well,
when
and that kind of just goes back to don't we just trying to understand where this is useful and what's going to happen behind the
So
scenes.
here, what where it's useful is, for instance, like you don't want Link using his special moves, for instance, but perhaps he has really good up smash, which he does, really good up air, which he does. So you give him Waddle DAI, turn off up special. I mean, he'll use it to recover, but he won't use it as an attack.
Oh. Question.
Yeah.
I know you said that we can test, turn off a move in testing.
Mhm.
We wouldn't have to pay to test,
No,
correct?
No. You don't
Okay.
use coins in testing.
Okay, just making sure. Ooh. Ooh.
And the last Funkiest Shack item I'm adding is copy a 1-point support. So this lets you reuse a 1-point support spirit on a single character. So in previous seasons, we've only been able to put each support on once.
Right.
For instance, like Reaper and Repet. Once you have Reaper and Repet on your build, you can only use it once. Here you could run a character, for instance, Reaper and Repet, Golgan, as your supports.
Ooh.
Now, so this is unlike the existing 2-coin boost, which lets you reuse the support on multiple characters. This lets you copy it on the same character.
Okay.
And just note that you can't use this if you're using support +4, right? Because those you still are restricted to only the spirits that I've tested work with support +4.
Right.
But yeah, and you can buy the boost multiple times to have 3 of the same 1-point support on the character. You could, for instance, use Happy Mass Salesman, Happy Mass Salesman, Happy Mass Salesman. Start with 90 damage, have a massive boost to attack. I'm not sure I'd recommend it, but you could do it.
Oh, geez.
That would make things interesting.
You're
Or if you-
giving us.
I don't think I would ever run like 3 of the stacking ones together, except
No.
maybe 3 layers of Shidenja would be interesting to try out. Just because at that point, you go all in like defense +4, and then all of those on that. That would be interesting to see how much damage you would actually do.
Yeah. But please note that the game is actually built in that most of the 1-point supports will have diminishing returns if used multiple times.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
you won't get whatever the damage boost for Happy Mass Salesman is 3 times.
Yeah.
It'll be smaller each time. So it'll be still pretty high. It'll still be higher than Happy Mass Salesman +2, for instance, but
Yeah.
it just won't be as high as triple the base stat.
Now,
Oh.
question on that. So there's a bunch of spirits in the game that have duplicate effects. Is the stacking reflected by the duplicate effects, or the duplicated effects, or is it by the actual name?
Yeah.
Like if like
So
I'm trying to
it is by like for instance, I am trying to think of any that have for instance, Beat increases air damage. Pidgey, or Pidgeot, excuse me, increases air damage. So Pidgeot and Beat, yeah, together would have that. If you were allowed to do that, would have that same diminishing returns, and that's part of why that hasn't been a thing until now, and also because I don't have duplicates of every spirit in the game. Those are just some of the few that I have. But now, because we can mod it, I can promise that, we can have any 1-point spirit duplicated.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Okay.
So next, let's talk about some balance. So custom balance doesn't work on Amiibo.
Okay.
So all the custom balance changes, which there are a lot, are gone.
Makes sense.
So that is completely reset. In exchange, we have a few new balance changes. Kazuya is restricted to 6 stat points. So, for instance, he can only do, if you wanted to do Celebi, for instance, he can only do attack +2, support +4. Right? He couldn't do attack +3, support +4. He can only go up to 6 stat points.
Okay.
And the following characters have a default maximum of 8 stat points for their builds. Bayonetta, Duck Hunt, Wii Fit Trainer.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the 3 weakest characters I found when I was testing Amiibo. And Kazuya was the only one who was a real problem.
Understandable. His kit is more than a little busted.
Yeah.
But, should note, even with Kazuya, you're allowed to use 1 more point. It basically turns you back into a normal character.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, spend coins for that.
Good.
And
I can see that.
and Mystic doesn't have much coins to spend next season.
Oh.
They do have the
right.
least.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, the increased control over the AI should make the league more balanced, once you start figuring characters out. As I noted, I suspect that one team will figure out one really strong character for next season, and we'll all be really scared about that, but don't worry about it. Every character can do that, you just haven't found it yet. I don't know which team will do it, but someone's going to do it, and you're going to get scared about it.
Yep. Well, I mean, same thing happens, like, and we've seen the same thing, and I feel I can reference DBZ League because there's so much overlap between the two, but like, just whenever there's a big shakeup, there's always going to be the teams that figure it out very quickly. They get very scary, and then until the rest of the league catches up, they're just scary, and people think they need to be nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do have one question here. I think did Sora ever get his amiibo?
So, Sora's gone. Sora has been temporarily removed from Third Wheels, and he will be replaced by Tifa Lockhart.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I wish I didn't have to do this, but
Hello.
yeah, new character in the league, which is
Whoa.
Tifa.
Hello.
Yeah, so I asked Third Wheels which character they'd want. My original plan, it's a little, I understand it's a little confusing that Tifa is both an AI and a character, but you could have 15 characters who are also AIs.
I mean, most of the people should be used to that.
Yeah.
So was Sora just too OP on the
No,
amiibos?
Sora's not here. They didn't make an amiibo for him yet, so I can't use him. They haven't made an amiibo.
Okay. Interesting.
So, Sora has been temporarily removed from Third Wheels. Tifa is going to be a Mii Brawler with the moveset 2131. So that's Flashing Mach Punch, Onslaught, Thrust Uppercut, and Head-On Assault. So she's locked to that moveset, unlike regular Mii Brawler who's on Athletes right now, where they can pick whatever moveset they want any week. Tifa is locked to this moveset, so she is, basically like a full character, right? where you can't change the
Okay.
user.
Yeah. Okay.
Tifa cannot be dropped or traded. Because
Makes sense.
the reason for this is if they drop Tifa and Super Smash Sisters picks her up, and then Sora gets released. Well, now what?
Yeah.
So that's the idea, is that she is a placeholder for their team until Sora's Amiibo releases.
And we have no idea when that's going to be.
We have
I
no
guess.
idea when that's going to be. It has not been announced yet. It'll be we'll look very foolish if it gets announced by the end of this month.
I
But
was about to say there is going to be a Nintendo Direct coming up, so this should be very
probably.
interesting.
But yeah. So when Sora's Amiibo is released, Tifa will go away and Sora will return.
Okay.
So she's
Fair.
just holding a spot for her friend or mild acquaintance. I don't think they interact much in Kingdom Hearts. But yeah, if Sora releases too close to the main season for Third Wheels to test, we'll keep Tifa for this season. Just because it would be a little mean for them to, put testing into Tifa and then we, just kidding, Sora's back. So Sora will be, kept out of the league for the season. So this is just in case it takes too long for Sora to release. We'll
Fair
have
enough.
Tifa there as a replacement.
Neat.
All right.
So, yep. And, I mean, if Sora doesn't get an amiibo, I guess she'll be a permanent character. So some more housekeeping. We've got the championship events. So these will be, during the championships when whatever the top two teams are fighting it out. We are going to have these two events. The Good, the Bad, and the Flat Zone returns.
Oh dear.
So if you recall, that was a 3v3 squad strike event on Flat Zone X, where everyone has a 300% handicap, and the ray gun item spawns on high, although that didn't turn out to be very relevant last time, because everyone just sort of punched each other.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
And the next event is Gotta Go Fast, which is a 2v2 teams event. So that's Custom Smash, Fast, Mini, Bunny Ears, Heavy, Fixed Camera. So you're going to see a lot of very small characters zooping back and forth across the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's
I
going
feel
to be
sorry for whoever's commentating that event. Ha ha.
it's going to be Green Hill Zone Hazards On, so you might be able to fall in the middle if you break the middle part of the stage. And that's 5 stocks, 3-minute timer.
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yes.
That's
So
gonna be a lot of-
Season 6 build rules will apply for these events. Not for the playoffs. Playoffs will use a regular playoffs rule for Season 5, but you get to use Amiibo for the championship events if you're eliminated.
Oh my goodness. This will be fun.
So, yeah. You
This will be
can start
fun.
testing for that.
Ooh.
Testing for Pint Size and Super Bash Sisters will open up after this video goes live. Testing will now be more like DBZ League. So rather than you posting, your test every week, there's going to be an open channel for teams to post test requests. So I'll continue to attempt to run a consistent number of tests per week, but it won't be like, every Thursday the tests get posted and then every Friday. Right, it won't be every team gets the same number of tests, for instance. It'll just be, when your supporters get time to post. Because of that, and because Amiibo AI testing is there's just too much to test. It's not like builds where I can just test, oh yeah, there's like a few top spirits, I'll just throw those in, see if they work. Alright, so because of that, I will no longer be submitting test requests for supporterless teams. Which means,
That
if
makes sense.
you are supporting a team and you didn't request many test requests because you felt your team didn't really need them as much, you probably should do that. There's going to be a lot to test with the new AI and the new spirits and the new build
Yeah.
rules. So you're gonna need to get back into testing. And if you are a fan of the league and you're watching the test channel and you see that one team isn't getting as many tests, consider joining that team, right? If you haven't been participating in the league, now is a good time to jump in.
I think that goes back to, and I might reference something since this is YouTube, and some people may not know what we're talking about. We can also submit these through Discord, which is where
I mean, you can
find
only
our
submit them
source.
through Discord. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a Discord
I
channel
mean,
for
that's-
teams to post test requests.
But I mean, that's where people can find us in general, is on Discord.
Oh yes,
If-
because this is going up on YouTube. Yes, that's what you mean. Yes. Go
Yeah.
through the link. Go to our Discord, and if you are, interested into supporting a team.
Yeah, come join us.
And one other thing is that we need testers, volunteer testers. As you know, the test channel is open now instead of being once per week. So we're going to need, since tests can happen at any time, we're going to need more testers. So if you're able to record Ultimate, emulated or console, I don't care. Though if you're emulated, make sure you can put the amiibo in. That's going to be the hard part, but we'll work out how you can do that. Just DM me if you're able to record Smash Ultimate.
Okay. That sounds like fun, actually.
All right, and in the
Ooh.
future, there might be completely new supports coming. There are support spirits that aren't in the actual game, but they are available for amiibo that I can mod onto
Ooh.
amiibo. So
Okay.
those aren't here yet because there's just too much with all the new stuff to start adding new supports into the mix. But for instance, if you played World of Light, there was the skill tree. Most of those technically count as spirit effects that can be equipped to amiibo.
Nice.
For instance, there's also some effects on primary spirits, like Heihachi has fist and foot attack up.
Right.
Drago has weight up, that just boosts weight. Those are locked to primary spirits. I think Metalface has one as well. Skull Kid, those can be used. Those can be applied directly to the amiibo. So season 7, we'll start adding more spirits in.
Awesome.
We'll
That'll
probably
be
have
fun.
we'll probably have some stat balance changes. Hopefully not too many. I think most of the characters should be a lot more balanced now that you have more AI options. But if there is an issue where some characters are just not able to perform, or some characters are just too strong, I'm going to continue testing, and we'll see if there is a need for more stat balance changes. Hopefully, there shouldn't be too much more than the 4 we have.
Okay.
Hmm.
And please give us Sora. I mean, I
Yeah.
like Tifa, but and it's cool to have locked me brawler in. But please give us Sora.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
And that's going to be it. As soon as this video
Okay.
finishes, I'm going to be opening up the testing channel. I'm going to be making the new rules public.
Oh.
So look out for that. That's all for now. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.